people, welcome back to another episode of decluttering series for 2024. In today's video, I'm going to be decluttering my powder products. I have a lot of powders, all kinds, pressed powders, loose powders, powder foundations. Today I'm going to try to tackle the entire drawer. A few episodes of a decluttering series for 2024 are already out, and I will have them linked for you in the description box for you to catch up. I know they're very satisfying to watch. Whenever I declutter my collection, I actually give you almost like a mini speed reviews. So I hope you find this video helpful and entertaining. Before we get started, I would love to welcome new visitors and viewers to my channel. Hello, my name is Eve. I love all things beauty. Here on my channel, I talk about beauty and lifestyle. I upload new videos every week. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. And if you're not new, welcome back. And now without further ado, let's start. Here is the drawer where I basically keep all the powders, all kinds of powders. Last year when I did my declutter, I condensed all my powders in this drawer, and I think it has been working out very well for me. As you can see right now, my drawer is overflowing of things. There are a lot of products in this drawer that I love. A lot of them are going to stay. However, there are still some products that I think I'm ready to let go of. So here on the side, I'm going to have this basket where I'm going to be putting things that I declutter. I also wanted to do a small disclaimer before we get started that I do currently for 2024 have a project use up going on. I have not done a final video for this year yet on that. That will be coming soon. Those products I will not be pulling into this declutter. I do have a good handful of powders there, and I will not be pulling them into this declutter section because I just want those products to stay in the project, and you will hear me talk about them when I talk about my project use up roundup. At any point in this video, if you have additional questions, comments, you're more than welcome to leave them in a comment section below. I would love to chat with you there as per usual. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. So here in this drawer, I had rhyme and reason for organization. So this whole entire row, both of these sections were technically dedicated to my drugstore products, more affordable products, and here I had more of a high-end product. So at this point, some things got mixed up a little bit. I am about to clean that all up today because I really like my makeup collection organized. That way, when I reach for the drawer, I know exactly where everything is. Let me start from this section right here. I'm just going to take everything out. This is a Photo Focus Translucent powder from Wet n Wild. I really love this powder. It works beautifully for my combo oily skin. It is smoothing, it is long wearing. I really like it. I am definitely going to be keeping it. So this next product right here, it's from the brand Pupa Milano. This is an Italian beauty brand. This was actually a very beautiful powder. It was like a glowy finishing powder, very pretty packaging. This used to be a very beautiful powder. It looked very beautiful, like silky with a little bit of glow on the skin. I really liked the effect of it. In this past year, I tried it a few times. I did not like how it looked on skin. It looked very powdery. It wasn't really glowy. So this product definitely expired. So I am ready to declutter it today. This powder right here is from Kiko Milano, Unlimited Long-Lasting Matte Loose Powder. I got mine in the shade 01 Peach Rose. I want to show you some of the products, but some of the products are really messy. A lot of my powders I actually took out the sifters because not all the sifters are nice. So I like to have better access to all my loose powders. This is a really nice powder. It's very good quality. It's long lasting, it's smoothing, just sets your makeup beautifully. This shade is 01 Peach Rose. It's a little bit darker than my palest complexion. So I use it, but I need to be a little bit self-tan, like my light self-tan. I'm going to keep this because I really like the quality. I recently did a video dedicated to a Kiko Milano haul that I did, and I actually ended up creating a whole entire playlist for my Kiko Milano videos. So I will have it linked for you in the description box if you're interested. So that being said, I really like their quality, just generally. Most of the products that I've tried from the brand I really like. Unfortunately, this brand is not super popular in America. It is very popular in Europe. Their shade range of complexion products is not the greatest, let's say. This is a really good powder. For now, I'm going to keep it. Powder. Let's now talk about Sigma powder. This is actually considerably new powder for me. I only got this maybe a few months ago. This is a soft focus setting powder in the shade Vanilla Bean. Very cute packaging. I did not have a chance to feature this product on camera in any of my videos, but I have been testing it and wearing it behind the scenes. This powder quality is fine. It's not really like a super standout product for me, but I also noticed that this shade actually makes my T-zone a little bit darker. I'm going to declutter this because I just don't like that it darkens my T-zone. So here's the Morphe powder. It's called Bacon Set Setting Powder, and I got mine in the shade A Brightening Pink. It's actually one of those really pretty pink powders. It does not make you pink necessarily, but it does brighten. I primarily use it in my T-zone and under eye area. I really enjoy this. I think it's a very long wearing powder. It's smoothing, it's long lasting. I really enjoy the quality, and the shade works for me very well, so I'm definitely keeping this. So this powder is from Catrice. It's called Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. It's waterproof formula and transparent. As you can see, this has been loved. Actually, for this video, I had to pull this out of my work bag because this actually is always in my work bag because I really like it. This is a beautiful retouching powder that doesn't make you powdery. I can retouch it as many times as I need to throughout the day. It doesn't cake up on my skin, and it just really mattifies everything and just prolongs my makeup. It's a really, really good powder. Also, it is a truly transparent formula. If you already have makeup, it doesn't change your complexion shade or color. I just really, really like this. Another favorite is a CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder. I had mine in the shade a 100 translucent. Cute packaging. This is a shade that looks completely white, but it doesn't give you flashback. It's just one of those powders that I use as a retouching powder. It mattifies my T-zone really well. It doesn't look powdery. It doesn't give me flashbacks. As you can see, I have like the ripples of the pan showing through. This powder also lives in my bag together with this Catrice one. They travel with me, they go to work with me, they just go wherever I go because I actually have like a pouch with like on-the-go makeup, and these two powders are always with me. So now let's move on to this section right here. Uoma Beauty powder. This is a very cool packaging. I had to absolutely carefully open it on the side so the powder doesn't get everywhere in my drawer. So this is a powder that is absolutely beautiful quality. It's very, very finely milled, and it's so thin. It goes on skin beautifully. It just mattifies, smooths. It's beautiful, long wearing formula. The shade is a little bit darker for my fairest complexion, and I already mentioned in my videos like recently that this year I haven't really tanned much because I had some issues with my eczema breaking out like way too often, like back to back to back. And I just had to step away from all the tanners, like everything really, and just take care of my skin. So all the powders, they're a little bit darker, that work with my tan complexions. Obviously, I haven't touched them, so they're just sitting here collecting dust. This powder is one of them. At the moment, I am still experiencing some issues with my eczema, so I'm not tanning. This powder, I will be decluttering today. I also wanted to mention what we heard from the brand. They just made an announcement that they're coming back, and then they start shipping orders that are like 15 months old. I definitely do not stand for that type of business practice. I think it's unethical. I've worked in customer service for a very long time, and I just think that is absolutely unacceptable practice. Don't understand what their track of thought was, who thought that that was a good idea, who thought that that was acceptable to treat their customers like that. I don't have too many products from Uoma. I think this was maybe the only product that I've really had from the Uoma brand. I think I tried like Uoma by Sharon C like several years ago, but from Uoma brand, this is I think the only product that I've ever had. I think they had really pretty palettes in the past that I had my eyes on. But circling back to this powder, I will be decluttering it today because of the shade, but I am also not looking to support this brand going into the future. I did not go through this experience with a brand, like not getting my orders, etc. But I just feel like the practice is not something that I can respect unless they would relaunch at Ulta and they have like some very interesting products in the future. They're going to be launching. Maybe I will change my mind to pick something from them. But for a moment, I'm gonna keep my distance. So this product is new to me. I just recently picked it up on a Sephora fall sale. One Size Beauty Ultimate Setting Powder. And I got mine in the shade Ultra Pink. Super cute packaging. This is their like full-size product. I'm gonna show it to you. It's actually very messy. Look how beautiful and pink it is. It's so pretty. Anyway, great powder. It was a repurchase for me because I do have a mini right here. Actually, this was in the shade Translucent. I am almost finished with this. So because I like this formula, I wanted the pink shade. So both of these are gonna stay. Another powder that is considerably new to me is by Mario. Surreal Soft Blur Setting Powder. I got mine in the shade Neutral Light 2. This is a nice powder. I don't think it's revolutionary. There was just so much hype about this powder. My experience with this powder was this: yes, it is very finely milled. It's very, very thin, but I just think that it's not like super worth the hype. It's fine. It's not changing my life in any way. I definitely am going to keep this. I purchased it, I tried it, I tested it, and I decided to keep it. I didn't go back to Sephora or return it. I think it's a nice powder. It's not very long lasting though. Here is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. I had mine in the shade Cupcake. This is an OG product. I love this powder. This travels with me everywhere. This powder just lasts all day. This is the powder from Too Faced. It's called Do You. And this is a finishing glowing powder. This is a translucent radiant pearl shade. It's a beautiful, beautiful powder, but I think it's about time I let it go. It looks very, very pretty on skin, but I've had this for a very long time. I think it's about time I let it go because I don't reach for it often enough. This is the powder from NOMAD Cosmetics, the Studio Fix Perfecting Powder in the shade Extra Light. This powder is very beautiful. It makes my makeup last so long. Kind of falls into the same category as the Huda Beauty powder. The only thing that I don't really love is this type of opening when the sifter is so small and I cannot remove this. I don't know what they did with this, but this part does not come out. Believe me, I tried, but I didn't want to break the packaging, but I'm definitely keeping this powder. So now let's get into this section of loose powders. I already know that I'm keeping this one. Born This Way Too Faced powder. I really love this. This is a setting powder. I got mine in the shade Translucent. This is by far the most long wearing setting powder in my entire collection. This wears even better than Huda Beauty one. So I'm definitely keeping this and I love the packaging. The Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder. It's in the shade Original, a powder that is fully white, and it is that baking powder. If I really wanted to like contour my face or like brighten up my T-zone or my under eyes, I always reach for this powder. It really works and it doesn't give me flashbacks, so I'm just keeping it for those purposes. The next one is the Peach Perfect powder. This is a mattifying loose setting powder and the shade Translucent Peach Whisper. This is like the most matte powder out of my entire collection. This is like super, super matte, but it's not dry. All that good stuff being said, I think I'm gonna let this powder go because I've had this for quite some time. I'm not even sure if this powder is around, but this one I'm gonna declutter. The next powder is from Haus Labs. This one is called a Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder. I got mine in the shade Translucent. Cute packaging. This is plastic, so it's very light packaging, but it's quite bulky. As you can see, the lid is ginormous. So also it did have this opening with a tiny like middle net like the MAC powder had, and I had to cut it out because I couldn't get it out for some reason. It was just so difficult. Maybe I should do the same thing to the MAC powder as well. So that being said, I'm going to keep it. But what I'm going to say about this powder is that it does say it is a setting powder, but it is not long lasting. I don't agree that it is a setting powder because it maybe gives me like about 2 hours of wear. For my combination oily skin, it definitely works more of like a finishing powder. So right now we're in winter and I've been actually using this quite a bit, pretty much on a daily basis in the past like month or so, because it cooled down in Florida. It's not as humid. I'm definitely getting a better use out of this. I'm definitely going to finish this. It kind of works, but it also kind of doesn't. I definitely would not be repurchasing it. Packaging is cute, but it's kind of bulky. I wish they would cut this lid to like here, just make it like the size of MAC really. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I got mine in the shade One Fair. Very pretty packaging, and it is also refillable. So they do sell refills separately. You guys can see that the pan is massive. I'm actually trying to finish this up. This is a really nice like retouching powder for me. It doesn't really do much. This pan size is pretty standard, so once I'm done with it, I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing it. Maybe in the future if I feel like my skin is changing and my needs are different for my powders, that I may go back to this because I do think that the formula is really beautiful, but I will definitely be keeping this compact. The next one up is All Nighter from Urban Decay. This is a waterproof setting powder. And this came in one shade. It's actually very cool packaging. First of all, it's really thin, super compact, and this has like texture, clear droplets. Like it looks like a water droplets on here. It is definitely waterproof formula, but my shade is quite deep. I need to be tanned for this shade. I've had this powder for several years now. It's definitely a good quality, but like I said, I'm not really tanning right now, so I am going to let this go even though it's really good quality. This powder is from Clinique. This is called Stay Matte Universal Blotting Powder. This is a retouching powder. As you can see, the ripples of the pans are shown through. This has been loved very much. I also really love the packaging. This powder basically serves the same purpose as these two powders from Catrice and CoverGirl. It is a beautiful formula, and I really love all Clinique products. If you've seen my foundation declutter, you know that I really love their complexion products. I actually do have another Clinique powder here in the stash that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this. This is so nice. This is an LYS powder. I have like a really nice dip going on in this powder. I think it's nice powder. It's a little bit thicker. It has like softer texture. It definitely falls into that type of good but not great type of category for me. So that's how I feel about it. So in these two sections, pretty much all my powder foundations. These are more of my drugstore and these are high-end. If you like to hear more of my detailed thoughts on any of these powder foundations, I do have two separate videos, dedicated videos for powder foundations only on my channel. I can have them linked for you in the description box if you're interested. There are some products that are newer for me, and of course I will talk about them right now. But if you like my deeper thoughts on the powder foundations, like applications and tools that I like to use, check out my dedicated videos for powder foundations that I did. Let's get into this section first. One Size Beauty Powder Foundation. It's called Turn Up the Base Versatile Foundation Powder. I got mine in the shade Light 2N. Beautiful packaging. This formula is so long wearing. It's so beautiful. I really like it. I'm definitely keeping. The next one up is a Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I got mine in shade 170. This is a really good shade match for me. Very nice compact. I have a really big dip going on in this powder. In this past year, I've been going ham on this product. This is probably one of the most used products of this year within my complexion category. I use this on its own in a combination with like a spot concealing. I've used this as like a finishing powder for my like liquid complexion products, and it just works beautifully. I've said that before already. I don't think I would call it a powder foundation necessarily, because when I think of a powder foundation, I would think of like medium to buildable to higher coverage. This one gives you like very light, higher light coverage, maybe medium. It's considerably light coverage. That's what I'm trying to say. This is very firmly pressed and it just looks so smooth on skin. It looks practically undetectable. Fantastic formula. I definitely think it's worth the hype, worth the attention. This is definitely staying. So IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. I had mine in the shade Light. This is one of my absolute favorite foundations. Love how this product wears and looks. It's like smoothing, it's long wearing, doesn't settle into lines, it doesn't look powdery. Definitely one of the best powder foundations out there. This one right here is from Natasha Denona. This is her newer product, High Glam Powder Foundation. Got mine in the shade N2. Beautiful component, and it has that velvety soft matte touch to it. If you caught my like mid-year reviews or like monthly favorites and fails, you know, I spoke about this product a few times. This is the product that I just was a little bit disappointed about. It was a very expensive product. I think it was like in the high 40s. My experience with this powder, with my combination oily skin, is that this is not long wearing, and this also doesn't really look good after maybe like 3-4 hours. Accentuates my texture that I don't even have much. I kind of feel that I wasted my money on this, so I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this. So here's another Clinique powder that I mentioned earlier, Almost Powder Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 18, and I got mine in the shade 01 Fair VF. There is a baby pan going on. I really love this formula. It's beautiful. I used to have this before I had my YouTube channel. I would just have like a small makeup bag, and this was one of the products that I just always had, and I kept repurchasing it. So I went through so many of these in my lifetime. This is just a really great formula that's reliable, definitely staying. This powder from here is from Tarte. I got mine in the shade 22 Neutral Light Neutral, and this is a beautiful powder foundation. This has this very unique quality that when you apply it, and once it settles into your skin, it actually starts looking like you applied a liquid foundation. It just settles into your skin so beautifully. I'm definitely keeping it. Here is the Makeup Forever 24 Hours Blurring Powder Foundation. I had mine in shade 1 and 10. I don't think it was revolutionary like it was marketed. There was just so much hype about this product. If I'm not mistaken, this was reformulated. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did not have like the original one. I don't regret buying it, but I don't think it's that revolutionary. I typically do not reach for the sponges that are included. I have like some really nice brushes that I like to use for application of my makeup. Nice powder. I'm gonna keep it. So now I have a few products left that are more of a drugstore. The first one up is from Juvia's Place. This is their powder foundation, and I got mine in the shade Catania. Very cute packaging as well. I wanted to say that this powder gets darker a little bit. I don't want to say the word oxidize, but it settles on the skin just a touch bit darker than it looks in a pan. So just side note, but I do like the quality. This is super long lasting. I'm definitely keeping this. This next one up is a Sephora collection, a matte powder foundation in the shade 15N. I really like this. I got this last year. This was their newer launch, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory doesn't fail me. Really beautiful powder, really easy to apply, doesn't make you look powdery, wears very well. I am definitely keeping. I'm very satisfied with this product. The next one up is Superstay from Maybelline. This is hybrid powder foundation. I got mine in the shade, what is my shade? 220 right here. This powder is not the bestest, let's say. It's nice, but it settles into my lines. So whenever I use it, I could definitely use it like on my cheek areas, like on the perimeter of my face, like on my forehead, where I don't necessarily have like so much texture, like wrinkles. But when it comes to like wrinkles, like around my mouth, I do have like smile lines around my mouth. I would try to avoid those areas and just maybe use like different powders there. Even though I know I can make it work, but I feel like, why would I want to do that when I have products that I don't need to make work? You know, they just work. I don't want to be keeping products around, the ones that only work under certain circumstances. You know, think that you need to consider, oh, it only works if you do this X, Y, and Z. I just don't want to keep makeup like that anymore. We these days have way too many choices for good makeup. And I'm not saying this is like bad makeup necessarily, but I do have lines, and I just noticed that it settles into my line. There are products that work so much better on my skin than this, so I think I will be letting this one go. Next one up is L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. I got mine in the shade 120 Vanilla. I couldn't get my hands on this powder foundation for the longest time, and then I finally got it, and then the shade is definitely much deeper than my fairest complexion. Very nice formula. L'Oreal didn't disappoint with this one, but as you can see, the packaging is broken, and I did tell you guys that already last year that I am done with poor packaging. With all the pricing going up, and drugstore products are not really that cheap anymore, but we're still getting very cheap packaging in a lot of drugstore products, and I feel like there's something that the brands really need to consider. I really think that the brands should give us better, more durable packaging, because the quality of the products is really, really good. But I will be decluttering this today because of the packaging, not because of the quality. So this is what my drawer looks like right now. I am keeping these powders. I definitely have some room, and this is the bin of the products that I'm going to be decluttering. I'm going to be decluttering all these powders. I will wrap up my video here. Stay tuned for more episodes. Check out the linked videos that I've mentioned throughout this video today. I will have them linked for you in the description box. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found this helpful, entertaining. If you have additional questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I would love to chat with you there. If you enjoyed this video, give this a big thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not yet a subscriber. Thanks so much for watching, hanging out with me today, and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.